Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Welcome to the Wednesday segment of the week in the greenhouse. Now today, what I'm going to be doing, it's time for the tomatoes to go out in the greenhouse. They're getting rather big, so I need to get under here prepped up and ready. Now this hasn't been used since last September, so the soil is quite dry. So I'm going to swing you round, drop you down below, and let's see what's going on under the counter. That's better. What's going on down here, you may ask? Well, this is where the tomatoes are going to go. Now we've got 4 sections like this. 2 here, 2 behind me. Like I say, these haven't been used since probably around last September, October, when I took the last tomatoes and peppers out last year. When I got this staging, I did have a think, and I do like to come up with a few wacky ideas now and again to save a bit of time. And I come up with this. Now because the compost is so dry, as you can see under there, I've been playing about with this, by the way, just to make sure it works. That's not too bad, but it is dry. The other side is bone dry. Now we need to get moisture back into the compost, so we can feed the compost, and I'll also give it the top dressing of new compost, dig it all in, and give it a feed as well. Now I dug all this out last year and replaced the whole bed, but obviously over the winter it's dried out. It's still got a fair bit of goodness in it, but we still need to replenish more goodness into it. So the idea is, once I've taken the staging off like this one, I thought of setting up a little thing like this. Now this is your normal garden sprinkler with a couple of coat hangers. While the top shelf's still on, just hook them over. Now a hook on that end, which hooks onto the hose, which in between the bit that fits to the hose and the piece that fits to the sprinkler, that actually sits in there quite nice, and that will hold it secure. With this one, we just cut the coat hanger in the middle, we twisted the tops round so they hook on the top, and then when you hook that on, poke the wires through and just bend them up until it's level. Poke the hose in like so and secure. Just secure it in, or try and poke it in where whatever makes it sit nice and it doesn't go at an angle. Now the idea is the garden sprinkler obviously goes from side to side, or it goes like that. It will go from there to there and get moisture in. And you can leave it on for an hour or so until the moisture's in. Give it a little dig over. If there's enough moisture in there, you just unhook it, move it along, hook it back on again. In between that, while it's doing its watering, you can go off and do something else. You haven't got to stand there with a hose, with a rose on the end, watering it down. This does it for itself. A little menial job that in my greenhouse has to be done each year, unless the bigger job of every couple of years is dig the lot out, but it all goes into the compost along with everything else that goes in and all rots down. So as I say, put that up, put it on, leave it, go and do some more enjoyable things, like sowing some seeds or picking some flowers or picking some veg. So I'm going to go and turn the hose on and give you a little demonstration of what I mean. Right, there you go. I put the tap on. I got a bit wet on the way up to turn it on, believe it or not, even though it looks like the sun's out, which it is. It's just started raining. So anyway, there's the final product. A nice even soaking of the soil or compost. Like I say, I'll leave it for about an hour or so. Then I'll take these off of here, unhook it, move it over to the next bit and let it do the same. Now the reason it's this low is when the plants are done every year, excuse me, I normally take 3 or 4 inches, 5 inches, this has been bulked up a bit so it's a bit higher now, about 5 inches straight off the top, put it straight in the compost, mix it all up, dig it over, take out all the roots and everything, and then I'll leave it. I do give it a good watering before I leave it. I've tried covering it up with plastic, doesn't seem to work, so I just leave it, and in the new year I turn it over and give it a water. But put your comments below, what do you think of the wacky idea? Saves you a bit of time, you haven't got to stand it, you can go off and do your other little bits that you need to do. So you're killing, excuse the expression, 2 birds with 1 stone. Not that we kill birds, we try and entice birds into the garden. So until tomorrow, for Thursday's little episode, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye for now. Good afternoon. It's Thursday and welcome to the next instalment. Yesterday we made a start on getting moisture into these beds. Managed to get both of these done yesterday. Left them to rest overnight. Now we're going to put the finishing touches on and then again leave them to rest for about a week before we put the tomatoes in. Now the next step for me is to get some fish blood and bone that we have here and we just give it a little feed. A bit more than that. It may look a lot, but it's got a big trough to fill. Make sure you break the big lumps up. You do get big lumps in this box, so you do need to make sure that not that it matters, it just takes a little bit longer to break down. So that's a little bit in there, like I say. Then all we're going to do, dirty trousers, gently mix it in. Like so. it'll work its way round. That's it. The last bit to the bed, now we don't water that. The last bit to the bed, I just cover it with a fresh layer of multi-purpose compost. Now, I always used to fill it right up to the top, but because I've got the staging in here now, I'm going to fill it just a little bit lower, so it doesn't cover the staging. Let's just mix that around. Now I'm going to give this a water. Just to soak it in a little bit. And that's it. That's that done for another year. 4 plants in the middle. I used the glass as a gauge. 2, 4. I used to put 6 in there, but I found that it was a little bit too close. I did get a good crop, couldn't complain, but the leaves, I couldn't get enough ventilation into it. So I think I'm going to go for 4 this year, and perhaps put a few radishes in between, or some quick catch-up crops, perhaps. Or if you cut some spring onions or something, I don't know. We'll see what room we got. But when these first go in, when the flowers form, they'll be getting liquid feed once a week. High potash, tomato feed is fine. Tomato feed is actually a good feed for most vegetables. When the fruits start coming on them, they'll get fed twice a week. Don't skimp on the watering, and don't do it, say, on a Monday, then do it on a Wednesday and Thursday, because it would be too much water for the plant to take in, which irregular watering causes splitting of the fruits. And if the plant is dry and needs watering or needs feeding, it will tell you. It does give you signs. The leaves curl up, which is a deficiency. So give it a good feed and the leaves will come back out. Hopefully I won't get this. I do get it now and again, but not very often. So there you go. That's that one. I'm going to push on with that one, get that one done. And then that's this side done for this year. Then I need to tackle the other side. But before I can do the bed on the other side, and I'm sure everyone who's got a greenhouse has got one of these shelves. Let me swing you around. There you go. The shelf that's full of pots, seed trays, the hanging basket liners, sticks, canes. I need to go through that lot and get that sorted out. So until tomorrow, for the final instalment, which will be a nice Friday, which will be probably a bit of a relaxing video, with a bit of a wildlife twist to it. So until tomorrow, take care. Good afternoon, and welcome to this Friday finale of a week in the greenhouse. And for a nice little relaxing job this afternoon, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be protecting these very colourful little bird boxes that my daughter kindly made for me. Now, if you put these out like this, they're just going to get weather beaten in no time at all. So all I'm going to do is give them a quick coat of PVA glue. Forms a little skin over them. You must have learnt this when you was at school. But these are going to get screwed to the arbor outside. Now you don't need a thick coating, just a thin coating is all that's needed. Hopefully the paint won't run. And hopefully we may get some birds nesting in them. You never know. We'll leave this to dry for about 10-12 hours. And like I say, it goes clear. So you won't actually see anything. All this white will just go translucent. I'm going to finish these off. I'll be back in a sec. I've got a few seeds I want to sow before the week is out. I'll catch you in a bit. Right, that's them all done. They're sitting on the side, just drying off. Now the other thing I want to do some sowing today. So what I want to get in, I want to get some peas in. I'll show you that in a minute. But I want to get some more spinach in, because the spinach I've grown and put out won't be enough for everyone. Now they do recommend that it's one plant per family of 4 per meal, because as you know, if you do cooking, spinach, it just goes down to nothing. So we're going to get a few more plants in. Now these I'm going to do in a big seed tray. I'm going to separately space them. Right, so just pop them in. Now I'm only doing 3 rows in here, but that'll be plenty for now. I will probably do another 3 rows in about 2 weeks' time, because what you pick off the plant, it doesn't last long. So we don't do a little shallow drill, we bury them quite deep. So, and we only do 3 rows. It's a shallow seed tray, and we just like to maximise the amount of room underneath so that the roots can grow. A few more in there. Pop them in like so. Couple in there. That's it. That's them done. I haven't done any labels for these yet, but what I'll do, I'll put the seed packet on the top, put it to one side, and I'll write it out in a little while. Then just cover them up, like so, push them down. Give them a good soak. Don't need to put a lid on them this time of year. Temperature in the greenhouse today has topped 34.6 Celsius, and the lowest it was last night was 6.4. So it has been a little bit colder than nights the last week or so, but the daytimes are warming up quite nice. So that's that done. Put that over there. Now I'm going to be putting a few more peas in, and I'll also be sowing peas in probably 2 or 3 weeks time again. A bit more in there. Now what I'm thinking, I've got some big bamboo canes left over, so instead of just putting the traditional straight line of peas, I'm going to build a little wigwam, cover it in netting around the outside, and put 2 seeds in each station and individually plant them round the bamboo canes. Now I'm going to put the bamboo canes quite close together, not excessively close, but obviously you need the wind to go through. So with the trusty dibber, like so, this finger in the soil, what should we have? Kelvin and Wonder or Rhonda? Do you know what I'm going to do? One of Kelvin and Wonder and another tray of Rhonda. Rhonda, yeah. Can't make my mind up. So we'll pop 2 seeds in each, and that will give a nice bushy effect when they grow. Well, that's my thinking anyway. I may do 2 wigwams, one with the Kelvin and Wonder, one with the Rhonda. I may mix them up. Not sure yet. Let's just get them to grow first, and then we'll make decisions like that later. That's that one. And we do the same with the Rhonda. Try and get in it. Like I say, this is a short little video today. This sort of end the week. Put your comments below. Let me know what you think of a day by day little video, all compiled at the end of the week. Should I carry on doing it? Should I stop doing it? Obviously when the weather warms up a bit, I can get over to the plot and do a day-to-day one. Or do you just like the videos once a week? At the weekend? Well, what's your favourite day? What day do you normally, would you like to sit down and watch a video of gardening or allotment? So many questions that need so many answers. So anyway, there you go. That's me done for the week. I'll try and catch up with you on Sunday over the plot, weather permitting. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon.